Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt on 9:30 a.m., that's KLUP, and 6:30 a.m., which is KSLR, at 11 o'clock in the morning, Saturday. What is today? January 10th. Also in Houston on KNTH 1070 AM and 103.3 FM. Today's going to be a great show. We're going to be talking about federal income taxes with CPA Mark Nelson. But first, let's check in with the financial focus with Joseph Warren, financial planner with Financial Planning HQ, who is a financial CEO for Successful People. And he works with his father, Steve, and his brother, Jacob. They've been sponsoring the Financial Focus segment for a few months now. Joseph, welcome to the show.
Really happy to be here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Actually, we're not supposed to say Happy New Year anymore because Larry David did a whole show on Curb Your Enthusiasm about how Happy New Year has a statute of limitations.
Oh, yeah. Is it 10 days? What's the rule here?
I don't know. But tell us about your business and how you help your clients.
Yes. So we're a financial planning business. But what we've noticed is that word financial planning is sort of a marketing term. Everyone says they do planning and create strategies, but very few do. A lot of times it's just money management. And what we do is fully comprehensive financial services. And a lot of it is a leadership role. So we bring in experts, top-notch experts, like the best of the best, like Mark Nelson, like you, Todd, to be a part of the client's financial team. And we look to create a mastermind. So you think about having a tax expert there, making sure we're giving the best tax advice. A legal expert like you, making sure we're giving the best legal advice. A financial planner, creating the plans and making sure it all fits and creates a better outcome when it comes to the numbers and their financial strategy. Of course, we have, a money manager is a big part of it, making sure their money's invested in the best way possible based on the way the world currently is going to give them the most return possible with the least amount of risk within the amount of risk that they're comfortable taking. And an insurance expert, making sure everything's protected. So we create that mastermind and actually have them communicate. So I've seen many times, I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but where the CPA will say, don't do a Roth conversion, and the financial advisor is saying, do a Roth conversion. I've actually had people come to me in that situation where they're getting conflicted advice. And the main problem there is their experts, financial experts in their life are not communicating. They don't all know what's important to the client, what their goals are, what they're actually going towards, and they're giving conflicting advice, maybe some short-term, some long-term. And when I see that, I want to say, I'm a kind guy. I don't know if I call people out on that, but I want to say, why are you paying two people to give you conflicting advice? It seems like a waste of money. So for our clients, any strategy that we create, we have that mastermind there. They're getting the best tax advice, but it's also being heard by the money manager because all these disciplines are related. And at the end, they get confidence that they're making the absolute best decision over and over in all aspects of their financial life. But not just that, I think a big part of it, more important, is they're avoiding the big mistake that people can make when it comes to their finances.
Yeah. I had a situation where a client had asked me to do a trust and to leave some of their assets to charity.
Yeah.
And their insurance annuity salesperson said that was stupid.
Yeah.
Well, obviously he wasn't part of the team.
Yeah.
What are some mistakes that you've seen?
I think one of the obvious ones that when I first, started in the business was people panicking and selling low during a market crash. So I've run into people before who, like in 2008, they told me they sold and went to CDs, and they missed out on, from 2009 onward, this amazing bull run or just this amazing returns that you've had in the market since then. So one of them is just giving up because the market was low and kind of locking in losses for the rest of your life and then earning maybe 2%. Back that time, it was like 1%, so not even keeping up with inflation. So some of them are those emotional mistakes that I've seen. But to contrast that, when Liberation Day happened last year, the market dipped a lot because Trump said there's going to be a bunch of different tariffs on different countries. I don't know if you remember the chart. He said different countries had different percent tariffs. We called our money managers and we said, is now a good time to invest? And they said, yes. So we were calling our clients and saying to invest. And even though we're not just doing money management, we're creating a strategy. A lot of money managers shoot for the gold standard of beating the market. We actually had a lot of our clients beat the market that year because of that. Because we looked at their financial plan. We saw this is how much you have for investments, opportunities, and cash. We recommend that you put this amount in the market when it's dipped. And then it went right back up.
Right.
So it's one of these things where you get alpha, they call it alpha. You get this extra return from having really good advice and making good decisions over and over.
I see some people making those emotional decisions, like you said, when there's a dip in the market, and they don't ask anybody for advice about whether to do that. They just call their broker and say, sell. Do what I want, not what's best for me.
Yeah, but the brokers, their job might be to take orders. It's not to tell you, I don't think we should sell. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they just don't care too much because they have 250 clients, 300 clients.
Right.
They don't have time to kind of, talk you off the ledge. Yeah.
Yeah. What are some other mistakes that you've seen?
I think, there's just so much nuance, so many different things that you can do wrong. But one that I've seen is just taking advice from people who might be biased, or even just online, like on TikTok and places like that. I think that's very common. But
right. What about doing a Roth conversion that ends up costing you more in taxes than you've anticipated? That's
another thing I've been seeing. Yeah. So, when you're during your working years, your tax bracket is your marginal tax rate. So if you're in the 22% tax bracket, in most cases, you're going to pay 22% in taxes for each new dollar that you earn. But when you get to retirement age and early retirement, you have to consider other factors. There's a taxation of Social Security at 50% or 85%. So that could mean, instead of the 12% bracket, if you're converting and you're taking Social Security, it could be you're actually in the 18% is what you're actually paying on those dollars because they're inside where your Social Security is being taxed. There's IRMA limits where if you earn a certain amount of income, it pushes you into having to pay higher Medicare premiums. That's another factor. If you're early retired and you're not covered by Medicare, you could have ACA, Affordable Care Act, premium hikes based on that premium tax credit. And, there's lots of different factors like that. Even the new One Big Beautiful Bill, there's a senior bonus deduction, which you could get phased out of that if you're doing too much in Roth conversions.
Right.
So we actually look at the reality of what's going on and not just fill up the 22% tax bracket, because if you do that, you could actually be paying 42% in taxes, which is more than, a doctor, a married couple making $700,000 per year would pay.
Right.
So we actually make sure, does this actually make sense? We run the numbers. We have tax experts like you, which would definitely catch things like that right away. And we know with confidence, this is the exact dollar amount that you need to do. And that's just one piece of the puzzle. There's so many financial decisions you can make, things that I haven't even talked about, things that people may never even think about that they're missing.
Well, some financial planners might be recommending the Roth conversion just so they can get an IRA from another firm over to their firm.
That would be, example of conflicted, biased advice.
Right.
And I think in this day and age where information is so available, why are you paying someone to give you conflicted advice, in my opinion?
Right. It's good to have a financial CEO that's on top of all of the other subject matter experts.
Yeah.
And you and Steve and Jacob have been talking about that for a long time. Do you have any resources today?
Yeah, we have a lot of resources. So I talked about the Roth conversion. So if anyone wants to just talk with me about that, that's just one piece of the puzzle. But I'm happy to do free consultations with them, 20-minute consultation just to talk about your current strategy. But I would say anyone who has a significant financial issue, if you're just not sure you're making the best decisions with your money, or you're going through something where you need to it's very critical you make good decisions, give me a call. We'd love to have a 20-minute consultation with you over Zoom, learn about your situation. And
what should they call?
The number is 210-444-2128. Again, that's 210-444-2128. Call that number. We'll get back to you right away. And we're also offering free books to the first 5 people who call.
Great. Well, it's the new year. You already said Happy New Year. Some people might be having resolutions to get a better financial plan. hopefully they have a resolution to get their tax information to their CPA sooner this year.
Yes.
This is Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.